you think being a real estate agent might be something that you'd want to do in the future? Let's talk about that next. Dave Edwards, Treasure Valley Dave here, and we're out cruising around town, and I was just taking this time stuck in traffic, so it's only like a minute and a half, right? To reflect upon a question I got asked from a friend that he's interested in becoming a real estate agent in the near future. So it got me thinking, and I thought maybe you'd be interested in too, in case, let's say, you're moving up here to the Treasure Valley, and perhaps after that, you'd want to go ahead and get your license. Maybe it's kind of like what my wife and I went through. We had no desire to become real estate agents, but then we went through the process once we moved up here, and we were very impressed at the way the process worked, the way our agent Bradley, the way he worked for us. That guy was such a giver, and we learned so much from him. And so all those things together, plus the idea of like, wow, you can like set your own hours and be your own boss, and you have all this free time. It kind of was appealing, sure. And it's like, well, maybe becoming a real estate agent would be okay. So let's say that that's something you want to investigate. You're not quite ready to get your license yet, but maybe once you get moved up here and settled in, it's something that you probably want to go for. But what can you do now to start getting ready for that? I'd say one of the most important things is to know what the business is really like, and then to know yourself. To thine own self be true, or something like that. Are you really the kind of person that can go out and be your own boss? Or do you need more structure? Do you need someone to say, well, you need to be here at this time and to do this kind of work? And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But if you are the kind of like self-motivated type that can see what needs to be done, or investigate to find out what needs to be done, and then do it, and then, hold yourself accountable, then yeah, real estate might be a pretty good thing for you. So you need to know too that real estate is there's various different parts of it. I mean, you could go, if you're like a paperwork person, you could become a TC, which is a transaction coordinator. They're very important. They are very detail oriented, but yet they still have to talk with clients. So they have to be, you're not out there making cold calls or anything like that, but you are talking with people. So that's kind of fun. It breaks up the monotony of the paperwork, in my opinion. What else? Well, let's say you do just want to become an agent, a licensed agent. There are different structures, like teams are really big right now. So let's say you don't have any experience in real estate and you're just new up here in the Treasure Valley. Yeah, you might join a team. And what a team brings to you, and every team's different, so you want to investigate them, is it brings some structure. So they will instruct you on how to reach different clients, typically using like traditional methods. Could be door knocking, could be holding open houses, could be making cold calls. A lot of teams also buy leads from places, like Realtor.com or Zillow, and so there's work coming in, and there's a structure that's based around that you might work on. So, but maybe you are the kind of person that just like wants to go out there and try it out, so that you can like hold yourself accountable. You're not scared of the way things might work out. You just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going. And that's what a lot of agents are like. And that will see you having to, get yourself going every morning, getting to the office if you have one. Maybe you work out of your house, which really takes a lot more self-discipline, because it's so tempting to do things around the house when you're working around the house. But let's say that you do want to become an agent, and whether it's a team, but more importantly, if you're going to be an individual agent, some things that you want to consider well, I'm going to say this is probably the most important thing, and I've learned this from experience and also from studying and more education and always out there talking with people. But I believe this to be true is that you want to identify who your ideal client avatar is. And so what that means is, who is it that is your ideal client? Who is it that you want to be working with? And once you identify that, that's who you are going to put your efforts towards, your marketing efforts towards to working with. So you got your ideal client avatar. How are you going to connect with them? Traditionally, yes, newspapers, magazines, bus benches, also door knocking. Say, well, I'm going to, quote, farm this area. So you maybe pick the whole subdivision, and that's what you do is you go from door to door to door. Maybe you have flyers or door hangers that you put up, and maybe after a while it's like hot and you're starting to get dirty and sweaty, and it's like, oh my gosh, please don't answer this door when I knock on it. I just want to put the flyer on your doorknob and get out of here. Come on, don't even. What an attitude to have, huh? It's like, that's just, the situation's telling you that you're maybe doing something wrong. You're not having a blast doing it. So I'm going to suggest that maybe video is going to be a great way of contacting or staying in touch and finding those people that are your ideal client avatar, that have the exact need that it is that you want to fulfill. And I can tell you it works pretty good. There's a lot of people that I've talked with that do video to keep in touch with the people that their ideal client avatar is. And then also there are some good, and this might sound like too good to be true, but I think there's a lot of good stuff on TV that can be very helpful. I watched several seasons of The Property Brothers on HGTV or something. And when you go to talk with clients, some of them may be asking you, what looks good here? How should I present my house best to attract, buyers? And so you watch some of these other shows and you start to develop an idea. It's like, oh yeah, these colors work, or this type of, furniture or art or placements or whatever is popular right now. That's what everyone's seeing on TV. And if you might tell your potential seller, it's like, if you got rid of this clutter and you left this couch, put in a rug that looked like this or something like that, then that will be very attractive towards buyers. And it's like, so, TV, in this case, not in all cases, but in this case, you can learn from it and it might actually help you out. Other things would be kind of like, how to talk with other people. And there I said, and that's one of the things I learned. I took a Toastmasters, which is a great organization to help you learn how to speak and how to think on your feet and how to behave in different situations, from formal to informal. But if you have a hard time talking in front of anybody, strangers, or maybe a crowd or something like that, investigate Toastmasters or just other groups where you push your envelope a little bit. You get to challenge yourself. So I think it may not have anything to do with real estate, but it does have to do with how you communicate with others. And at the end of the day, that is what so much of this business is about, is communicating. And one of the first things that we learn is that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So when we communicate, we want to listen twice as much as talk. And when we do talk, we want to make sure it's not just talk to be talking, but that we're asking the right questions, so then we can be quiet and listen to the answers coming through. So that's something that you can practice. And that is, some people are born being able to do that, and some people need to to develop that skill. And it is a skill, and it can be developed, and practice makes perfect. You need to get your video skills figured out. I know, there's so many people that, oh, I couldn't be on video, you know, I have too big a nose, or I'm not pretty, or I'm not young, or blah, blah, blah. That doesn't matter. Let's go back to our earlier conversation. Know thyself. Know who you are, be comfortable with who you are, and you know, you are what you are. And that's okay. In fact, it's great, because when you put your video out there, the people that connect with you, they want to see the real you, warts and all, if you will. And when they call you, they don't care about that you don't look good on video, or that your nose is big, or maybe that you have an accent, or what have you. It just doesn't matter. They called you because something connected with them. On the personal level, the relationship is so important when you're dealing with people. And they also connected with what you were saying. They perceive that you know what you're talking about, and that's why they're calling you. So video is something that you really want to get your skills figured out on. That's all stuff that you can do, you know, before you get moved up here, before you start laying out a lot of money on getting your license. Because yeah, I'll touch on that real quick too, is yeah, you do have to take a couple weeks of classes, and these classes are essentially going to teach you the basics and how to pass the test. Most of the stuff that you use in the class have nothing to do with how you find clients, how you reach out to or discover who your ideal client avatar is, or anything along those lines. They just basically teach you, these are the forms you're going to be using, this is kind of how you fill it out, and this is the test you're going to be taking. And that's all very important stuff, but it's meaningless unless you actually have some clients. And that's where this other stuff comes in. So learn how to do videos, learn how to talk with people, question people. I think we mentioned 2 ears and 1 mouth. Learn how to talk, to ask the right questions, and then to listen for the answers that they're giving you. And sometimes the answers are buried within what they're saying. It's funny that, but it's true. It's like half the time people will tell you exactly what they're looking for in a house, and what they get is going to be exactly the opposite. It's just funny how that works out. So thanks for coming along with me on this trip today. Hope I put some stuff out there to get you thinking, and that you can reflect upon and maybe put into practice. And if you found this information helpful and know somebody else that might benefit from it, please go ahead and share. Also like and subscribe. We do come out with new videos every Thursday, and I'd hate to have you miss any of them. And remember, the most important thing, this is Treasure Valley Dave, looking forward to helping you get home. See ya.